All right. Time has finally come. Malik Willis, Part 7. Final grades. Let's get it. I first wanted to say thank you guys for bearing with me, and for those of you that watched all parts 1 through 7, I greatly appreciate your support and give me your time of your day. So I hope that you guys continue to like my content, and I'll be moving forward with the next quarterback here, and we'll go over that shortly. But for now, let's finish up Malik Willis and give you my final grades. So as of right now, you're looking at the full scouting report for Malik Willis. Malik Willis has a lot of strong traits that you see in the Josh Allens, the Patrick Mahomes, Lamar Jacksons of the world. But he does lack the experience, if you will. He lacks the football intelligence that those guys may have possessed coming out of college. Those guys, when they came out, there was huge question marks on all of them, and now everybody's like, oh yeah, I had, Josh Allen is my top quarterback, or Patrick Mahomes is my top quarterback. No. These guys were looked down upon. They were considered a weak draft class that year when Patrick and Deshaun came out and everything else. So these guys, there could be, 4 great quarterbacks in this. So I don't want to hear that Malik Willis is, garbage. He's not. He barely made into my first round grade. This isn't an average. This is a culmination of scores through the 5 games that I watched, plus scores that I have for his leadership, his intangibles that you can't coach, the kind of person that he is. That all plays a factor in the grade. That being said, he has the potential to be a top 20 quarterback, and if you think about quarterbacks that are in the top 20 right now, you're looking at, your Baker Mayfields, your Derek Carrs, your Kirk Cousins. While none of them have the athletic ability that Malik has, it's not too far off to say that Malik can't be those. But you can't, just because he has athletic ability doesn't mean that he's going to be a Patrick Mahomes or a Josh Allen, because for every one of those guys, there's, 2 or 3 Joe Webbs or Tavares Jacksons, strong arm and athletic ability, but just can't seem to get the X's and O's or concepts correct. So that's what the coaches are going to need to get out of him. I believe that he has the mental makeup to be a great. Either way, first round talent, top 20 quarterback. I definitely see him being able to be top 20 for sure. He could be top 10 as long as he continues to work at it. So, all right, so let's speculate on where we think Malik could go. Now, there is such thing as a quarterback tax, if you will. The quarterback is the most important position in all of sports. We all kind of have an idea about that. Even if I have a grade of a first-round talent, he blew up the combine. He blew away GMs and coaches in the interview process. He impressed me in the interview processes. And just, I love his leadership. I love his character. Just a really good guy. At least he seems to be a really good guy. So, obviously, the Jags are not going to take him number 1. Obviously, somebody can trade up with the Lions or Jags to get a quarterback. I don't really necessarily see somebody trading that high for Malik. Now, they could, because, again, Malik could be the cream of the crop for this draft class. And, back when Cam Newton was coming out, he was the cream of the crop. I mean, everybody else was just, unfortunately, bad. But yet those quarterbacks behind him went way higher because there was a huge need at quarterback. So the Lions could take Malik at 2. I'm sure most Lions fans will tell you, no, we don't want him. There's better players there. There's, potentially franchise-changing players there besides the quarterback. But and to be honest, it's a pretty big risk for any franchise to trade 3 first-round picks like San Francisco did last year to trade up to the number 3 spot to get Trey Lance. And what did he do? And now, granted, it's only 1 year, but there's conflicting reports coming out. You know, they're sold on him. There's also people saying that he still sucks, that are close to the organization. He obviously, you know, his career's not written out yet, so nobody truly really knows how that's going to go. But they can see there's an idea of if Lance is going to be something or not. So we'll see, you know, starting this year, if Lance is going to be great or, you know, just a bust. So anyway, the Texans probably aren't going to take Malik Willis, but you never know. I mean, just because, you know, they took a quarterback in the 3rd round last year doesn't mean that they're not going to take a quarterback in the 1st round this year, because, I mean, we've seen it with the Arizona Cardinals. They went with Josh Rosen, and then the very next year they went with Kyler Murray. But you can't question that decision. Kyler Murray was obviously the better choice, and he still continues to be the better choice. So I would not put it past the Lions or the Texans to actually take Malik Willis. So, but let's say he does slip past them. The next place he'd go is probably the Giants. If the Giants don't want him and they're still stuck with Daniel Jones, then he's going to slip to Carolina, and Carolina can potentially take him, because they didn't take a quarterback last year. And there's a good argument that they should have taken one last year. You know, instead of trading with the Bears, maybe they should have took Justin Fields. But we'll see with that as well. Falcons, Matt Ryan's getting older. Broncos, they need a quarterback. Jets obviously aren't going to get a quarterback. And then there's a lot of buzz with Washington actually interested in him. A lot of the fans I'm seeing are really interested in Malik, and rightfully so. Malik is an interesting prospect. He's a high-character guy. I'm almost positive that if Malik is there at 11, that the Redskins are probably going to take him. And then you have the Vikings, which, you know, who knows what's going to go on with Kirk Cousins. We may have Kirk, we may not, and if we don't, then it's a high probability we could take a quarterback or take Malik Willis specifically. So I don't see Malik Willis getting to the Steelers at 20. I don't see him going late in the 1st round. Yes, I have a late 1st round grade on him, but just because I have a late 1st round grade doesn't mean that quarterback is not a high demand position, and that's exactly what's going to happen. You could have a top 5 safety or top 5 running back. You know, I could have the best grade out of every position at running back, but yet the running back is not going to go 1st overall in today's NFL. So quarterback, while he might have an end of the round grade, he might be middle to top 10 because he's blowing people away. And in the end, it doesn't matter where you pick him. It matters that you picked him. So if he's the right guy, you go get him. And that's it, plain and simple. So next quarterback we're going to be scouting is Carson Strong. I'm truly excited about seeing Carson. There's a lot of people that are really low on Carson. I want to see why. I don't want to hear anybody's specific opinions on him. I've seen a few games, and he has a very live arm. I know there's some questions about his durability with the knee, but we'll figure all that out as I go through the tape, and we'll scout them together. So I hope that you guys like this series. Please leave the comments in the section below telling me if you do or don't like the series and what I can do to improve it. Do you agree with my grade on Malik Willis? Is he a 1st round grade, or is he lower? Is he top 10? Is he a generational talent? I don't personally think so, but you know, you tell me, guys. And until next time, scour, my brothers and sisters.